The following is brought to you by paulakers.net.
Okay, days 7 and 8 in Peru, and I spent my last 2 days in beautiful Lima, and the weather was fantastic. In the morning, I woke up and I went down to the Malecón because Anna, who planned my entire trip, decided to take me down there and walk me around and show me some of the great coffee shops and all the culinary excellence that Lima is so famous for. And then in the afternoon, Carlos picked me up, my YPO buddy, because I spoke to the YPO Peru chapter when they were in Cancun, and they actually put this whole trip together. And Carlos took me to the most incredible restaurant for a gastronomical experience that I will never, ever forget. Ceviche on steroids, every kind you could possibly imagine. And then after we finished a beautiful lunch, Carlos took me on a drive along the coast of Lima, which is really a beautiful city and a big city, 10 million people, and right on the coast, and really good surfing. And Carlos hangs out here and does foiling and surfing, but this is his favorite place to surf. Look at this little bay. This is just one bay away from Lima proper, and it's great mountain bike riding. And he took me over there and I saw this fabulous break. You could see how long that break was. And as I was going along the Malecón, I noticed this tour bus, and look how they hand the cotton candy up to the people. It's pretty funny. And of course I had to pump out some push-ups because everywhere I go, that's what I do. And we continued on down to Carlos's favorite surf spot. And then afterwards, Carlos said, hey, I know this really cool place up on the ridge overlooking the city and overlooking the water. And it's a huge mall, and we can walk around there, and they're also doing paragliding up there. So I went up there, really festive place, lots of people hanging out, lots of people walking along the Malecón. And then Carlos said, I've got this friend who's got this really outrageous Peruvian coffee shop. So we went there, and they prepared a cup of coffee for me. It took them like 5 minutes to make one cup of coffee, and everything was done to perfection. It was just incredible. Every detail measured and temperature control. Fantastico. I had the privilege of sitting down with Carlos and his father at a dinner where Carlos' father explained a trip that he had to Japan in 1995. And what he said was so profound. And then I asked Carlos a couple questions about doing business in Peru. And they both had extraordinary answers that I think are highly relevant for all of us. So here you go. Here's Carlos' father first, and then Carlos.
Carlos, what year did you go to Japan?
I think it was about 97.
97.
Yeah.
And when you were there, you were surprised that there wasn't a lot of robots, right?
So I was very surprised to find some humans working with the robots.
Right. And so you asked them, why aren't there more robots?
Yeah.
And what did they say to you?
No, because robots will never give you an idea of how to improve. And that business is, you have to do the Kaizen, improving every time.
So profound. Thank you.
You're welcome. My pleasure.
So this is my first lesson when I was started working. I was in supply chain. So I got my book, my Japanese book from Just in Time, and I said, no, this is wrong. I'm gonna make this production very good. So I planned everything to be just in time. Nothing arrived in time. So my boss looked at me and said, Carlos, I said, oh, sorry, I messed up. No, don't worry, we will make that mistake. In Peru, just in time doesn't work. You need to work just in case.
How spoiled we all are. Carlos went on to say that when he goes out with business people and they're ordering drinks, they order all the drinks for the entire night immediately, because by the time the night ends, the price of the drinks could double because of inflation. Aren't we lucky? Think about how difficult doing business in some countries might be.
Just in time doesn't work. You need to work just in case.
So a spectacular 8 days in Peru, Machu Picchu, and then a beautiful evening and dinner with Carlos and his family. Who could ask for anything more?
Brought to you by paulakers.net, where you'll find all Paul's books and lean resources for free, including the new 2-second Lean Play app, like Audible, but free. To listen to Lean is Lean on the 2-second Lean Play app at paulakers.net.